Health is vital to freedom. Without it is a life of compromise. The life I've lived since I was 13. Expression without movement. 3 months, 15 days. That's what I've got to live. To live. Do you understand? So, I need, above all things, to get a surgery done within 3 months, 15 days. And if I do not do that, then my life will go on dying as a cripple. And it will not be satisfactory. So everything I gotta do, I've got to fully embrace this truth that if I don't do what I need to do to get that surgery done, I'm going to be screwed. That's it. That's, as a matter of fact, that's the only underlying statement in my life that can either help me thrive and do more than survive, or it can completely cripple me. So the goal here for the next 3.5 months is to be able to afford that surgery and get it done. Because if I don't, then the battle will not be won for some time. If any at all. So, that's my biggest agenda. And today happens to be, well, December 31st, 2018. And if you know anything about what that day is, it happens to be New Year's Eve. New Year's is tomorrow, which means it's a whole new start to a whole new day. But not just the day, the year to stay. Until 365 days rolls around and you realize, oh my gosh, I gotta do something different. It's been a whole nother year. Here's 2018 in revision for me. 2018 is basically me opening up to my self-awareness rather than pushing myself into self-development. And instead of growing along this foundation that was, well, quite basic and horizontal growth, I'm now trying to grow vertically in a skill and a gift that I'm good at, dance, performing, so I can be able to make people happy. And I now want to travel the world without burdened circumstances and selling all my stuff so I don't have to hold on to it. So I can just be able to live and thrive and get out of all the noise of LA and everything around me, everything that I know to be, and just live in freedom. Express my truth, get close to nature, see the animals that are coming close to extinct because of us, and be able to explore the lands that are still thriving because of us, and the things that are surviving, just surviving because of us. I want to be able to see all those things before they're gone, because us humans are very destructive beings when it comes to our selfishness over our selflessness. And that's just what we're seeing today. It's really sad to know that the whole earth, the whole planet is eroding and decaying, and I'm not some super environmentalist person, but to know that humans are completely exterminating the entire race because of greed and mass consumption for things that don't actually make you happy, it's kind of sad. It's extremely crippling. So that's why I want to be free, and I want to express myself truly, because I can set the example and love myself before I can be able to give that back to anyone else. And then when they see that truth, they'll be able to embody it in their youth and do the things that they love to do. And if they can do the things that they love to do and pursue their purpose, what greater truth is there when it comes to you being happy? Not trying to filter out the focus and do all these things that might cloud your doubt and your judgment and make you think twice about who you are and what you're doing. Instead, you're just straight not construing yourself in this position, and you're going to be in acceptance of, because you don't have to be anybody else that isn't you. You're fine and acceptant of doing you, and you love you more than anybody else. So then you can be able to love someone else with all respect, all your heart, and no judgment in between. That's really how I perceive this next year. Traveling After a year, I'll get out of here. This place, this space, that I continue to inhale the air that I breathe, and I see memories of my past with my family, people I love, people that I don't get to see anymore, people that are growing up, people that are already grown. A whole decade's passed by since I was a child, and I got to see the memories. I got to see the past. I got to watch them right all in front of me as if it was some sort of virtual reality, playing back memories. And I realized then that the future is going to have so much convenience for reliving the past. Things like that were documented on film. You can relive it. It'll be there in the internet space. But what you can't get are those new experiences. And before another 80 years comes around and we have that type of technology and maybe my life can be prolonged, I want to have all the experiences that this earth presents right now before the opportunity's gone. Because I can never come back around. So the first thing I need to do is have my health. And then I can be unburdened with all of these things. And then I can travel around this realm and do my thing. And I can always come back to having a job. There's no worry about that. I can always develop a skill along the way. There's no worry about that. The only concern is survival, having the money. And your health, your relationships, your peace of mind. That's all that matters. So what are you going to do about it? For me, I don't want to spend too much time contemplating, but I do want to say very sincerely, thank you for being here with me all the way to this point. I absolutely adore, love, am extremely grateful for having you with me on this journey, because I may be doing this to be able to please myself right now and make sure that I'm in a position to be able to help you. But I know that given the future, when I can be able to do more than just survive and keep myself up, as I've been doing this past year, I'm going to be able to give up something for you to be able to change your lives, somebody somewhere in the world. And I want to be able to do that, but I cannot do it unless if I make the sacrifices I need to now to stay alive. So, when I can get back around to that, the only thing that really matters is the community that supports me now and the people I can support along the way. So I just want to do that truthfully, as best I can, and stay true to my path, man. That's all that matters. So everything after this point, I have an idea for what it looks like. But the journey is just starting. I'm in a white room with an empty background behind me, wearing a green jacket I've worn since freshman year of high school. I think it's about time to shed some layers, don't you think? To not have all these inconvenient things weighing you down. To just have that freedom that you've wanted for so long now. The more you get tied into a job, a commitment, this work-life balance, getting more things to be happy, the more weight you have holding you down from getting off the ground. You want to be free. Remove some of these things, the baggage that you're carrying. Just spit truth. And then it'll all clear up for you. No worries, no concerns, no burdens. No things that hold you back. Once you break chains with ego, by admitting to yourself the hardest thing for you, literally your poison, your secret, whatever it is that is holding you back from being your best self, when you let that go, you put it out into the world, you blow it up with the audience, whoever is watching and knows you, and you admit that truth, this thing that is unique to you, nobody can do anything about it. The thing that you thought was the worst thing against you is now the best part about you. because you can be free to absorb everything else, and nothing else matters. Living in your truth. That's what I want for you. So, without further ado, thank you so much. 2018 has been a very clarifying year. And this isn't much of a path to go on, but it's certainly a lead. And I know better than anyone that if you're marching in place, it's just time to take a step. So we're back at that place. And a whole year and a half isn't half bad for having gone through so many different circumstances and pains and regrets that are unchecked, but now checked off with things that I know I need to do, things I know I need to bet on. Because as far as I can go is only so fast as I do. I can't have anchors weighing me down, having me construed from doing the things that I believe I'm here to do. So thank you for giving me a calling, Lord, for giving me these blessings, God, for giving me these people to walk with me. Come walk with me, for I am truly grateful. From how much I've been through, it's got... I'd rather be understood, but I can't do it on my own. I need your help. Will you please help me?